this one I get to do very, very little, because I am joined, as promised in my video log, of which if you haven't watched it, then this is an irrelevant statement. But here's Justin Lee Morison.
Hello.
He's got an assassin's name. Because all
3
assassins had a 3-barrel name.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I can't tell anyone.
No. Justin, we will also speak to in another video about his costuming, sort of alter ego life, alternate lifestyle thing, making it sound more than it is
It
now.
sounds creepy now. Yeah. Moving on.
Moving swiftly on. But Justin's got a thing that he wants to show you.
Not that kind of thing.
Not that kind of thing.
This kind of thing.
This kind of thing. So you bought the Deluxe Kickstarter.
Yes, the Deluxe Kickstarter of The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31, which is hard to read white on white here, but
It's like Snowblind.
yeah, well actually that fits quite well in with the theme, you know, but yeah, this is the Deluxe Limited Edition with...
The Deluxe Limited Edition?
The Deluxe, very white, yes, limited artwork by Jock. Let me just take the slipcase off here.
So for anyone that has been living under the proverbial rock, The Thing is the... Well, I know John Carpenter wasn't the first one to do it, but let's face it, we all love the John Carpenter movie. Yeah. So this follows on from the film, or is set in the film?
This is set in the film, and it follows the theme of the film very closely. It gives you that whole sense of atmosphere, paranoia, and seclusion, and social deduction, trying to work out who the thing is, or who the things may be. Graphically, the board, everything follows like the outline and the map and everything of the film, and the pieces, the minis, are all characters from the film, sculpted to resemble them very closely. It's just a beautiful tribute to the film, and it's a game.
Can't be bad to that.
Yeah.
The whole trying to find or second guess who the bad guy is, there's obviously a few games do that. Have you played the likes of the Battlestar Galactica?
BSG, yes, yeah. It's similar, it's easier. I'll say that it's a bit easier. It's not as heavy on rules. Playing as the Thing, there's so many ways to win the game. Playing as the humans, my goodness, the odds are stacked against you. But yeah, it's similar, but I would say they've trimmed it down a wee bit, streamlined it, made it easier to play a game. It certainly doesn't last as long as BSG. You're talking an hour to 90 minutes. BSG, you could be at it all day.
All day. Cool. Well, enough of us prattling on. What we'll do is we'll do our normal little thing where we'll get it all laid out on the table for you and give you a closer look.
At the Thing.
Okay, so as is quickly becoming the tradition, here's the top-down view, all lovely laid out by Justin. I know nothing about it, so you get to listen to his dulcet tones.
Well, we have now had several playthroughs of the game, 2 as a 4-player game and 1 as a 7-player game. The game itself plays from 4 to 8, plays slightly better with more players. It's a social deduction game, so the more people you have playing, the harder it is to try and figure out who the imitation is. Now I'm going to save a bit of time and not explain the whole setup and plot of the film. We'll just assume you know that for this presentation, but essentially what you're trying to do in the game, you take on the role of a captain, and every captain has their card with their own special abilities. For example, this guy Clark can add +1 or -1 to any die pool, or else he can swap out different mission log cards. So whenever you take on the role of the captain, you will draw during your turn a mission log card. The mission log cards will allow you to select a team. In this example here, the team has to have 1 mechanic and 1 of the people from the science team. There's 4 to 5 players in said team. Now, whenever the team are selected, the captain decides who's going with him. He has to fill out the requisites of the mission log. They will then move to a particular room. And then in this particular mission, it says reveal all cards, roll dice equal to the total plus dice value. If you get 24 plus, you pass. So every member of that team will have 5 supply cards to start with. Supply cards will have things like flashlight, +1 die to the pool, gun +3, fire extinguisher, petri dish, sabotage cards. Now, whenever the turn starts, every player will hand in to the captain their card. So for example, just say this is the hand that the captain has received. So he's received 3 items and sabotage. The sabotage cards must always be played first. So in this example, generate a room, someone on the team discards from their own hand a gun, or the investigation or battle fails. So one member of that team has to find in their deck a gun card and then throw it into the discard pile, or else the entire mission fails. Should a mission fail, you will move up this indicator here. If you fail 8 missions, you lose the game and the thing wins. Now every time you fail a mission, there's a consequence. So fail the first mission, the current room the mission has been played in, the power goes out. Fail the second mission, smoke in the current room, and if you don't resolve the smoke with a fire extinguisher that round, the next round smoke changes to fire. The next round after that, the room is destroyed. If you lose 4 rooms, again the game is over. Everything stacks against you in this game. The thing has so many ways to win, and the humans have so few ways to win. So as this goes up, every time you fail, you come closer to losing. So if you're playing as an imitation in the game, you can win one of 3 ways. You can either secretly destroy rooms by not putting out fires and convincing the teams, don't worry about the fire, let's move on to the next mission. Or you can sabotage the hand that you're giving in to the captain and lead to mission failures. If you play it straight the whole way through the game, you can then just secretly try and escape in the last round of the game and get the thing on board the helicopter. And the last part of the game is a deduction, where you have to determine who the thing is. During the whole play of the game, you're assessing what cards you're handed as you're playing the captain, and trying to determine who gave you the sabotage card or who gave you the cards that weren't helping the mission. And then it goes to a vote with the other captains as to who you may think the thing is. Now during the game, you will come into combat with different creatures and different things throughout the game. These can be hidden underneath token indicators here in different rooms. So this one here is for rope. There are different items you can collect along the way. Dynamite, rope, flamethrowers. They all have a different effect on the game. Flamethrower can be used to eliminate a character from the game. They may be a thing, they may be a human. The rope can allow you to tie a captain up and prevent him from having a turn. So if you suspect that they may be a thing, you can actually lead the party to realise that when that captain didn't have their turn, no sabotage happened. So there's a good bit of interaction and deduction. Turns, everybody becomes a captain on their turn. There's a turn indicator here in the wee gun. Basically, who holds the gun makes the rules. So whenever you pass or fail your mission, the gun will go round to the next captain, and then they will start the process again. So they will turn over another mission log card, and then you have to move to a different room and go through another mission and receive cards from all the other players. And once again, you go through the cards, save as nice, sabotage, deal with it first, and then sort out if you have enough dice on the token indicators below to see if you can pass or fail the mission. Should you fail missions, nothing moves up in the indicator. Should you fail missions, it moves up. Should you pass them, it stays where it is. Basically, the more missions you pass, the more blood tests you can check for at the end of the game. So if you suspect there are 2 imitations, you really don't want to fail any more than 3 missions, because you have 2 chances to do blood tests. If you move into Sector 2 in the game, this is all Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3. As you progress, more rooms become unlocked. But every time you progress through the mission, you're randomly given another blood sample card, and your character can become infected and become another thing, which will change your whole goal in the game. If you're human, you're trying to win. If you're a thing, you're trying to either destroy the base or infect everybody else or escape. As I said before, there are so many ways to win as a thing and so few ways to win as the humans. So that's pretty much the thing in a nutshell. Rules wise, how it ties into the film, the artwork, the layout, everything is very, very close to the film. The minis themselves are very good likenesses of the characters in the film, even the monsters themselves. Everything, I mean, the artwork, all the different caricatures, it really has, they've used the license well, they've tied it into the film well. The sense of paranoia by doing blind bidding and everything. Just it feels right. It's a very good homage to the game, and I recommend this highly. It's a great game. Gameplay 60 to 90 minutes. As I said at the start, it's better with more players. You get more sense of paranoia, and it's a great social deduction game. Basically, there's a lot of table talk involved in the game too. If somebody thinks you're the thing, when it's your turn to become captain, you have to try and talk them out of them suspecting you. You might want to play the game straight as a thing and escape at the end. You might want to just destroy rooms as you go or try and create doubt in other players' minds. It's just a great social game.
Cool. Well, there you go, folks. A fairly detailed talk through on the thing by Justin. The licenses in this one are Project Raygun and Mondo, and obviously it's under license from Universal Studios. Again, one of those things, it's the same as the Fallout that we looked at in our last video. If you're a fan of the content, you're going to be more predisposed to liking it. Doesn't always make it a good game, but I know that Justin here is a very hard man to please in board games. So if Justin is satisfied with it, that's good enough for me as a recommendation that it's worth your time and consideration. Hope you've enjoyed a look at that. Hope it's helped you find out a bit more about the game and decide whether this might be one for you or not.
Well, just on that, just to say, I have played this with several people now, and the first two playthroughs were with fans of the film. They appreciated it as a very good game on the film. And just last night I played with a group of 7 people, and only one of the people other than myself had seen the film before. So you don't need to have a working knowledge of the film, and it still plays very well for people who just have never seen it or don't know any of the backstory at all.
And that's what is the difference between a good board game and one that's not.
It stands up on its own.
Happy days. Folks, thanks for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and tune in shortly for the next video from WEEGAMERS. Until then, ta-ta for now.